Good evening, folks, or late at night, or good morning. It's after midnight here in North Carolina. I'm not going to even say the date, but everybody should know it's Saturday. I mean, everybody tells the date and time as if they're a professional journalist. Well, I'm not. I'm just a human being. And, there's a time and a place for everything. And the reason I came back online is because I could see, finally, people were realizing that we all have a common cause, that stopping pedophilia is job one. And, you got to realize that people that risk their lives for this, like Kevin Annett, Bill Maloney, the guy, the Wedger guy from England who has been trashed, if powerful people are involved with pedophilia, as we all know they are, then basically the people who are speaking out about it, survivors, activists, family members, are going to be harassed. And it's dangerous. You guys that don't know anything about this subject matter have no idea what these people can do. At some point down the road, when I talk to my lawyer, we may reveal this, because my story validates pretty much a lot of the stuff you're hearing online, but I'll say this with a caveat. Everything I learned from personal experience over 62 years. I learned from observing. I worked with the public. I observed people. I loved dealing with people. So I know that it's hard for the public to believe that this goes on. The thing about it is, I listened to a recent video of Bill's tonight, and they were talking about this wonderful Edmund Burke quote, which all it takes for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. Think about that one. I've got 10 subscribers, and I'm wondering why. Who the heck are you people? If you're there and you're watching my channel, I'd really appreciate a statement of why. I had 2 people who subscribed that I just could not allow. And I'm going to be very picky, and I'm going to be very blunt. I don't mind taking down my channel. Everything I have is with a lawyer. I can reveal it any time, any way. However, if my subscribers, A, are learning something from my content or getting some benefit from it, I don't need the reward, or just let me know. I mean, let's have a conversation, because I don't like talking to strangers. I don't like the internet. I don't like the duck blind nature of the internet. I think the internet is basically just herd management for the rich. Think about it. Don't become a Pavlovian dog in a Skinnerian box, a slave to Bernays and Kinsey. When you press that button looking for something, you could easily find that something by turning off the machine and going outside and walking around and thinking deeply. Go get a book. Go join an organization that works for survivors, or, start a march in your county against pedophilia. Talk about it in your church. But, there are no real answers on the internet, and I think the internet is basically used to deceive people. There's a lot of good people online putting out a lot of truth, but as you probably know, all the people who are involved in doing anything that tells the truth didn't get punished for it. And that's really how I came to know there was something wrong in our country. It was, 1992, or I think it's late 91, that I had a transitory ischemic attack, a slight stroke. And it was the things that happened afterwards, the criminal medical neglect, and that I found out that this is what people do to poor people. If people can't fight back, they prey on those people. You wouldn't believe the bureaucratic waste of money there is just by putting paperwork and layers and bureaucrats in certain places. Well, so too are people who are pedophiles within these organizations. That's why I turned our local CPS into the FBI. Right now, the head of the local CPS is under indictment. And I'm happy. I'm over the moon. If none of my videos ever go anywhere, I know that I've spent the last 27 years fighting on the ground, standing up for myself. In the words of a very lovely cop who I will not name because I don't want him to get fired, his exact words were, "My God, you've been through hell and all you did was stand up for yourself." So, ask yourself, if someone stands up for themselves and asserts their rights under the Bill of Rights and Constitution, and then they are retaliated against for doing so, what does that tell you? I've been blacklisted in my county, and that's just fine. I can do without those rich white people. I don't need them. You know, I'm broke, but that's okay. God provides. Jesus has been with me all my life, and it's okay. But what I want people to do is gather information from as many sources as you can. Then take it outside, sit down, pray about it, think about it. Think logically, use deductive reasoning. Why would people hassle survivors? Why would people go after survivors? You wouldn't go after a 62-year-old woman who is disabled and dying and has really no significance in this world and doesn't seek any significance in this world unless she was telling the truth. So, you know, as you're pressing these buttons looking for answers, that answer is within you. God is within all of us. 99% of our DNA is the same. 1% is different. That 1% is your connection to the Great Spirit. All you have to do is stop what you're doing, get away from the world for a minute, go inside. That's why all religions say look within. You know, I believe in Jesus Christ. And I also believe in that statement in the Bible that let no man come between you and God. So I'm not preaching or anything. I'm just kind of qualifying where I'm at with all of this. You have a right to do whatever's right for you. I respect that. But if you turn out to be a pedophile, and I'm going to find a way to find out all about my subscribers, then, you know, you will be blocked. And if I find any pedophilic information on your channel, I'll report it. So, you know, I don't know if a bunch of spooks from the FBI or whatever are watching me, and I don't care if they do, because like I said, I trust the FBI. They did a damn good job here in my county. And shoot, I'd almost volunteer to let them follow me around and pick up on a few pedophiles that fuck with me. But then again, I do know that at the top, if you know, I knew long ago when we reported my daughter's sexual abuse, and no one did a damn thing about it. See, my daughter was sexually abused by my stepfather. And when we reported it, instead of going, she wasn't living in our house. I mean, he wasn't living in our house. They illegally kidnapped her, took her across state lines. The people that allowed her to do that were sued and they won. I was asked to be a part of that case and declined. But the point is, the people in Florida did something illegal, let somebody, a pedophile, take a child across state lines and abuse her for 11 years. And now my daughter's never going to be okay. She has reactive attachment disorder, and you take a kid away from their parent at 15 months old or a year old when they've bonded with that person, and we spent 24/7 together the first year because I had to recover from a cesarean. You know, she's never going to heal. And she's missing, and my granddaughters are missing now. And she was threatened when she filed a civil rights lawsuit with the Southern Poverty Law Center in our county. So, you know, if you think I'm obtuse because I'm paranoid, you're full of shit. And if you think that I'm doing this to be funny, I'm not. The truth is I did radio. And I believe that radio is a better medium than television. You don't have the distraction of the visual. And you can listen to what is being said, which is why I read books a lot more than I listen to the internet. However, I do have a diverse range of channels I take information from. And a lot of them I never have a chance to get around to because I don't spend all day on the internet unless my back's bothering me and I can't move. So, you know, don't take it for granted you know who I am because of what I watch I'm a Christian. I love people. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a conservative. I'm just a Christian. And I care about what happens in this world, and I care about people being kind. If that's a crime, honey, we're all in trouble because I know a lot of good people that feel the same way I do. The time has come to let the ruling class know the game is too transparent. The emperor has no clothes.